Hello Internet, this is Matthew Montgomery. We'll be going over expressions. Now expressions, you're like, what, is it in face or something? But no, this is actually in C. But what I'll be talking about is the plus, incrementing something by one, adding, multiplying, dividing, and also the dreaded modular, which is actually used as a percent sign. It's actually very simple and easy to understand once you get this down. It's very simple, and also you're able to modular inside printf also. I'll show you how
Hello
to do it
everyone.
later.
As you can see, this was our last program. From what we did, we said hello world, you are %i, which is actually 0. So let's get started with expressions. Alright, so we have int I equals 0. We can also say, hey, if we want to increment I, there's multiple different ways on how to increment. We can say I plus plus. This is a post increment. This happens after the line executes. Now if we say I plus plus, this will happen after, during or when the line is being read. So there's a lot of difference in it. There's also another way. You can do I plus equals 1 or whatever you want. And then there's also I equals I plus 1. This is also another way to increment I once for one, but a lot of people just use I plus plus or plus plus I. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to show you what's the difference is with I. So this is actually something that most people don't do, but I'm going to do it anyways. So we're going to say I plus plus inside the printf statement. So let's print f again. And we're going to say just %i. Alright, looks like, let's get rid of this hello world. And let's give it a new line character. Okay. So now, first, I gotta do my I again. So what do you think it'll do? Do you think it'll read this as 0, and then this as 1, or will this be 1 and this will be 1? Well, first off, let's find out. Here we have the GCC. Alright, so we're going to say GCC dash big O, this executes everything, dash W all, dash W error, and then I'm going to say ANSI and dash P and okay, I can't spell it. I'm going to skip it. Pandemic or something like that. Alright, so we're going to say main.c, and we're going to say the output dash little l is the main.exe. But before I run it, I forgot to save. See, now it's blue, so now it's saved. Now let's execute it. Looks like there's no errors, so let's execute the file. 0 and then 1. Alrighty. So this is 0, that's 1. So I added it after, so let's add it before, so you can get to see what it really does. 1, 1. Alrighty, so you could actually put in a whole mathematical equation inside in this printf and it'll run it automatically. But most people won't want to do that. Also, I'm going to tell you what not to do. We're going to say d equals 1 and int m equals 2. Okay. So let's say int, no, actually, m plus equals d divided by equals plus plus I plus m. Okay. And then we're going to say I plus plus. Now, there is one major thing that I'm doing wrong here. Actually, alright, now there's one major thing that I'm doing wrong here. Alright, when you're doing plus plus I, and then later on you do an I plus plus, that's actually considered dangerous code, and you never really want to do it. If you know what you're doing, you can, but it is not highly recommended that you do this at all. So, following the guidelines, we're just going to do this right here. Let's save it and see what it comes out to, except we want to say this now. %i, and another %i. and then we're going to say what it is. We're going to say I, D, and then M. Okay, this should work out splendidly well. And now let's run it. So 1, 0, 2. I is now 1. D is 0. And then M is 2. Now you're probably wondering why D is 0. Well, we're dividing D. See, the division equals. You can also do it with modular equals and multiplication sign equals, or the multiplication is also the star for people who don't know. Now, why is this 0? Because you say, well, we have D is 1, I is 0, M is 2. Well, 1 over 2, that's 0.5. And since D is an integer, it truncates it and makes it a 0. So if it's a 0.5, it just goes to 0. So let's say double. And then let's make M a double. Okay, now since I have doubles here, I gotta say F. An F here. The percent %F means it could either be a float or a double. So there's no hurt in it. Remember, percent I and percent %D is exactly the same thing. They both mean integer, except percent %I is never used with scanf. Alright, so we got 1 and 0.3333 and 2.33333. Alrighty, so that works out splendidly well. Well, actually, I is 1. Okay. So that's basically it, what I have today. You could also do the modular. Modular is percent sign equals. What that'll do, it gives me the remainder. So if I say, alright, binary percent invalid operand to binary percent. Okay. Apparently it likes to give me an error. Actually, this is my first time encountering this error. Doesn't like it too well since it's a double. We'll make D an int. Because in modulars there is no such thing as a double in modulars. It's only an integer. That's what I'm thinking it is. And apparently not. Double argument type int. Okay. That's the only thing that's wrong is right here is int D. Now we're going to say I. And let's make this an integer also. Int. And let's get rid of that. Okay. Save it. No errors. 113. Modular, remember, it gives you the remainder. It doesn't give you anything else, and that'll sum it up. And next time I come on, it'll be with we'll be covering functions. Alrighty. So thanks for your time.